a conversation we're going to let breathe because it needs to happen today because of what's happening today. We're talking about one of the most shameful periods in our history. Thousands of innocent Black Americans lynched, innocent human beings hanged for alleged offenses or just hanged because of the color of their skin. And until today, lynching has not been ruled a federal crime, but that will change with the swipe of a pen soon. President Biden is finally going to sign the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act into law. Emmett Till was just 14 years old when he was accused of whistling at a white woman in 1955 in Money, Mississippi. He was later kidnapped, beaten, and lynched, his body then tossed into the river. His mother, Mamie Till Mobley, spent her entire life fighting for justice for her son. She would have wanted to be here for this moment today. Lynching will now be considered a hate crime under federal law. And joining us now, the bill's sponsor, Representative Bobby Rush, and Emmett Till's cousin, Deborah Watts, who also keeps the spirit of Emmet alive through the Emmett Till Legacy Foundation. So glad to have you both. Congressman, I know we had you lined up. I know this is a big day, but Deborah, we've been calling you because I know you're en route. You're going to be there as well. Thank you so much for zooming in at the last minute. This is just so terrific to have you both. So, Congressman, let's start with you. This has been a long time coming. Tell me how it feels. What does this mean for history? What does this mean for Black America?
This is the day that the Lord has made. I'm rejoicing and I'm glad about it. Certainly I'm glad to be in it. I am just really kind of overwhelmed that finally, after 6,500 murders in our nation, after over 100 years and over 200 attempts, we are finally getting up to the point where it would be against the laws of our nation to lynch someone in the manner of Emmett Till, and lynch someone because of their race, the color of their skin, because of their religion, because of their sexual orientation, because of hatred. And at this very moment, I am just so overwhelmed by the courage of Mamie Till Mobley, who said that, made the decision, said that I'm going to keep that casket open so that I want the world to see what they did to my Emmet. And had she not had that courage, and had not the Till family, and had not, they not continued the fight for all these years, we would not be at this place today. So this is a remarkable moment for our nation, for the members of Congress, members of the House and the Senate, for the Till family, and for America, and freedom-loving people all around the world.
Amen to that. I feel like I'm not only listening to a congressman, but I'm listening to a preacher right now. He has just brought church into this discussion as well, and faith in that finally something is being done. Deborah, I mean, you can speak on behalf of the Till family. How does this feel as Emmett's cousin, who has been such a tremendous part at not only keeping his life and legacy alive, but also this issue? And you have been waiting for this day as well. Family members have been waiting for this day as well. What does it mean to you to just know this is going to finally happen and to be there at the signing?
I'll tell you, it is an emotional moment, actually, because I cannot forget the sacrifice, as Congressman Bobby Rush has said. And first of all, I want to thank him for pushing this forward, because had it not been for him, and as he said, the struggles, the sacrifice of my cousin Mamie Till Mobley, and all of those others, countless others like Ida B. Wells and others over the past 200 attempts, if you will, over 120 years, we're standing here today. So this moment is both historical, it's emotional for me and my family, but it's also one that we can stand proudly and say that this is one thing that where Emmett's death will not be in vain. But you know, we're still pushing forward for justice for Emmett, for truth, accountability, and justice. But this moment is one that we cannot lose sight over all of those others that lost their lives, that struggled, that fought, and that we're standing here today on their shoulders. So I'm just incredibly proud of all of those that have fought and that have seen this move through, those in Congress and those other civil rights organizations, and my family. I have to give credit for my family for pushing forward for this as well. But thank you.
Yes, we're going to continue the conversation. Congressman, you know, Congress has tried and failed to pass anti-lynching 200 times before. 200 times. It passed the Senate with not just bipartisan support, but unanimous support. Why do you think this has finally gotten the momentum that it's needed to hit the president's desk?
Well, I think that this is a time when we are all considering and responding to the assault on our democratic freedoms, our sense of justice. This is a remarkable time in America. Certainly the administration of the last president and the hatred that they espoused and the way that they attempted to undermine the American system of justice and still try to undermine the American system of justice. I think that retrospectively and reflectively that members of Congress were inspired to make a stand on and a strike for justice and our nation of laws. We have been exposed to some severe cracks and cleavages in our system of justice, and to be reminded that that lynching there was no federal law against lynching after 200 attempts, after over 100 years of trying, that this Congress decided that they were going to do something about it. And it's late in the day, but the day is not over. And the day will never end until justice prevails here in our nation. And certainly Emmett's name on this bill was the linchpin, was the personification of the people who demand justice and the people who would take a stand against injustice, no matter how long it takes. So again, my hats off to the Till family, certainly my undying love for the courage of Mamie Till Mobley. Where would we have been without her singularly astounding sense of courage to keep that casket open so the world would see
what happened to her son.
When the hatred did to her son.
And Congressman, I don't think you know this. Deborah knows this. I had the honor and the privilege to get to know Mother Mobley. She would have been so joyous about today. At the same time, though, for decades, she fought for justice for her son. She never got it. Those white men of Money, Mississippi were never held accountable because of that all-white jury, because of the times, because of what was going on in Money, Mississippi. I can just imagine, Deborah, what Mother Mobley would say today, but I'm going to let you speak for her because you're cousins. If she had a chance to be with us right now, I know she'd be raising her hands and just so full of love for what's happening today. Yes. Tell me what you think she'd say.
Well, I think first she would say thank God, because she was definitely a a faith, you know, she had strong faith and strong hope. And so I'm sure she knew this day might be coming, but I think she's okay that she's not here because we're standing here. She was counting on our relatives moving forward and to make sure that justice, truth, and accountability was had. And so this is just one step towards that. So I know she would be proud. She would be thanking God and thanking all of those supporters over the years. She fought 47 years, but we've continued that fight forward. And we've joined up with Congressman Rush and others that have helped stand shoulder to shoulder with us as well. In honor of Mamie, she's my shero. And so I know she would be incredibly proud. The other thing she would remind us of, and that is truth, justice, and accountability, still has not prevailed in Emmett's case. So we are still holding Carolyn Bryant Donham accountable, and she should be held accountable, I should say. And the United States of America, along with Congress and our civil rights organizations, need to actually join us in demanding that we right this wrong. This is one step, but we have another step to take. And I think Carolyn Bryant Donham, who's maybe listening to us today, understands that our family is going to be pushing forward for justice, truth, and accountability. And so it's time for us to do it. And I hope everyone will join us in demanding that. But Mamie would be just proud. She would be praising God. She would be hugging everyone and thanking them earnestly, and she would be very emotional today as well. So just grateful. And we're standing on her shoulders, hoping that we can make her proud. I'm wearing one of the pins that one of my cousins, who's no longer with us, had created, called Mamie's Angels, and then one that's honoring Emmett on one of his anniversary dates. So I just am grateful for this opportunity to stand on her shoulders and all of those that have lost their lives, the 6,500 or more that Equal Justice Initiative has reminded us of, the hatred and the violence that our people have experienced in this country. So Mamie would be happy, she would be proud, and she would be grateful to all those that have stood with her. But thanks for asking that.
Absolutely. And let's hope one day that Miss Bryant has the conscience to come forward and tell the world exactly what happened. Representative Bobby Rush and Deborah Watts, appreciate what you do with the foundation. Both of you are heroes today. Can't wait to see you at the signing. Save a pen, guys.
Thank you. All right. God bless you.
All right.
All right.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.